Good morning, students. Well, all those who are watching me in the morning, good afternoon to all those who are watching me in the afternoon, and good evening to all those who are watching me in the evening. Yes, I am Gargi ma'am, Mrs. Gargi Chaudhary, who's going to take up EVS with class 7 children. To begin with, students, EVS is going to be a minor paper comprising of 50 marks, alright? And it'll be the assessment for evaluating you in EVS is going to be held twice in the year, okay? Twice in a year, once in your term 1 and once in your final term, alright? So basically EVS is going to be your minor subject. Now, as I said, I'm Mrs. Gargi Chaudhary, your EVS teacher, and good to be back with those who had already been taught geography by me in the previous session. I'm sure I wish I could meet you, because this is a virtual platform, a digital platform where I am just displaying what I'm going to teach you, and you all are going to also see me where I mean, it's a digital platform where you're going to see me. Now, to begin with, children, environmental education is the subject which is going to be facilitated by me to you, okay, which is going to be basically taught by me to you. Is a very important segment, okay, of our subjects as per like our CBSE whatever subjects has been laid down, because it comprises of science as well as social science. That's your social studies. Alright, and environment, as the name suggests, is going to tell us about the exploitation, what the environment is facing, and to top it all, it's because of the human beings whose demands are never ending, and they are, because of that, the the environment is getting depleted, means it's getting wasted again, over and over again. And so what is happening is it is losing its balance, okay, it's getting a little imbalance. Now maybe I wouldn't say what the situation is as of now. The situation which we are in now is once again a blessing for the environment, because what you get to see is what it was facing, okay, because of us, a little lesser now, because maybe because of the restrictions, the lockdown, people are not going out too often. So the exhaustion on the environment, the exhaustion means the load on the environment is much lesser. So what you get to see is a blue sky on a sunny day, okay? And I'm sure when you go out and breathe, when you're near, or either in your rooftop, in the terrace, or your balcony, when you're taking a deep breath, you'll see that the air what you're breathing in is not toxic, in the sense, previously what used to happen is, I'm sure it used to burn towards the end of the day because of the traffic movement. You could feel the sensation in your eyes, because a place where I live in, which is Pradhan Nagar, is pretty I would say busy. It's quite populated, and it is very one of the busiest parts of the city. And what used to happen is, when I used to walk down home after coming back from school, the eyes used to burn. I used to get that burning sensation in my eyes, but which now fortunately is not happening, because the air, what the research analysts, the researchers are saying is, because the load on the environment is much lesser and lower than what it was when we had no situation like what we are now, when we had no COVID. So yes, environmental education is going to teach us about caring for the environment, having a sound knowledge about environment, is going to tell us what we should do to protect our environment, okay, because it has a lot of natural resources which are again not infinite, means which are not never ending. It will get exhausted, it will get over in the years to come, you know. So environmental education creates an awareness amongst us how we should protect the environment and what we should do, you know, to promote the balance in the environment. Okay, balance towards the environment, balance in the environment. All right. And children, the book what we are going to use, it is Environmental Education by Saraswati Publication. And before I begin the chapter, I would like to tell you, like today, what I am going to teach you will be sent as a teaching content. Along with it, I'm going to give you a fun experiment, okay, using just very nominal things, you know, which is there at home. Sellotape, string, 2 glasses. It's an experiment with water, okay. It's called walking water. So today's homework would be that, and it would be part 1 of the same chapter. That's how I'm going to categorize one chapter. So if it is 1/4 of the chapter I'm teaching you, then I'm going to send you the teaching contents, which is going to comprise of maybe homework with the answer keys, maybe an experiment, and also the teaching content. What is going to be the teaching content? Not only my AV class, you know, not only my audiovisual upload, not only the audiovisual link, but also the screenshot of the book, because I'm sure there might be many who have not been able to get the books, okay. Alright, so what I have done is I have tried to facilitate you with a screenshot of the chapters of the chapter I'm going to teach you, and of the pages specifically what is going to be taught to you. So may I just write the date first, okay, before I begin, and I'll also come to the contents, children. It is 26th of May 2020. It's a Tuesday. All right, and the chapter is water. Okay, the chapter is water, and this is going to be a part of 2 contents. You know, we are going to have 2 contents related to EVS, okay, and I'm also going to send you the contents which are going to comprise of 2 units, to be precise, 2 units. Unit 1, not 2 contents, 2 units of 1 content, Unit 1 and Unit 2. Now, Unit 1 is going to have 4 chapters in it, and again Unit 2 is going to have 4 more chapters in it. So what we are going to do is we are going to divide it into 2 halves, okay, like one for first term and the other for second term. All right, so may I proceed? Now, the first unit of our first topic, the main header of the unit is environment and natural resources. So environment consists of not only us, all kinds of living and non-living things, okay, in it. So it comprises of us, animals, you know, biodiversity, life, because I'm sure you all are familiar with these terms because we had been taught about these terms in EVS in classes 5, 6, okay, also in geography related to the same. Now, the environment and natural resources which are present are all interrelated, okay. So one of the major resources what we are going to talk about is water resource, okay, water resource. All right, this is going to be what we are talking about. Now let us see this table, okay. Environment can be divided into physical, okay, can be divided into physical as well as biological, okay, biological. Okay, physical environment and biological environment. What is physical environment? Of course, water, air and land. Okay, and what is biological environment? Of course, animals and plants. Alright. So the first physical environment what we are going to talk about is water. Now children, please bear with my tiny board. I have tried to facilitate you with a board so that you are able to also follow what is being taught. I'm sure you can see it. Alright. Now, physical environment. Now, this is my book. Okay. Physical environment acts as a physical requirement. Now, you see water, land and air is connected again with plants as well as animals because they all require water, they all require air, they all require land. Okay. So, physical environment is related to plants and animals, the biological environment. So, it is connected because they all require this. Now, what is a resource? Okay. Physical environment are basically the resources which are available. Okay. Resources means the gift of nature. Okay. The gift of nature. So, all that which is useful to us, which we use it for our own benefit to satisfy our needs, our demands, okay, that is available and that is a gift of nature and that is called a resource. That is called a resource. Alright, children, that is called a resource. Now, let me erase it, children. Now, resources are basically of two types, children. Resources are basically of two types, okay? Resources are basically of two types, okay? What are they? They are exhaustible. I'm sure you all are familiar with this word because we had done this in geography. And what is the other word? Inexhaustible. Okay, inexhaustible. Okay, you just align my board properly so that you can just see. I'm sure you can see the board, children. Okay. Now, exhaustible and inexhaustible. Exhaustible as the word suggests, okay, as the word suggests, exhaustible resources, what happens is, are those which can be used only once. They cannot be they cannot be, this is the word, replenished. That means they cannot be used over and over again. Okay. So they are those resources which can be used only once. Okay. Let us go further into details. Okay. What are they? They are natural gas. Okay. Natural gas. Okay. And just use a different color. Children, again, please bear with me with my tiny board. I hope it is visible to you. Okay. Exhaustible resources are, of course, fossil fuels, which include natural gas, okay, petroleum, alright, petroleum, and also all types of minerals, So they are all exhaustible resources because they cannot, they are not never ending. They might get exhausted anytime, okay? And they cannot be used over and over again. And what are inexhaustible resources? Okay, I'll just add an IN before this. So resources are basically of two types. One is exhaustible, one is inexhaustible. Okay, one is inexhaustible. Okay. Now, inexhaustible resources are those resources, of course, the word suggests it can be used again and again. Okay, again and again. So, this can be used again and again. So, what again and again, and they can be replenished. Okay, replenished. Now children, what I'm taking up today, the pages, the number of pages, what I'm going to teach you children, again your live classes is going to be a continuation after those pages children. Your live classes is just going to be a continuation of those pages. Fine. Now let us see, what are they? What are the examples? Examples are, of course, solar energy, energy which we get from the sun. Wind energy, yes, you use the windmills to generate that, and you will get to see them lot on the way from traveling from Madurai to Chennai. That entire stretch you will get to see them. I think I had also discussed about it in geography the previous year. I'll also attach a few pictures of those places where you generate a lot of these energy. The places where tidal energy is generated, solar energy is generated, geothermal energy is generated. You will all get it in the teaching content. Fine. Now, what happens? We have seen children, nowadays our demand is never ending. Okay, we have never ending demands. We want comfort more and more, and in the process what we are doing is we are exhausting our natural resources, whether it is water, whether it is whether it is land, whether it is water. We are clearing off forests to procure land either for cultivation or for maybe building housing projects. We are also using lot of water. Okay, lot of water. Water is needed for, you cannot sustain without water, isn't it children? You just can't sustain without water. As we know that 70% of our earth, the planet earth, which supports life. Why? Because it has water in it. It is the only planet which has water in it. But out of that, only 2.5% is water which is accessible to us. Out of that, 1% is fresh water which can be really used. And of that, the majority is used by human beings. Whether it is for irrigation purposes, whether it is for sanitation, okay? Numerous things we need water. For agricultural purposes, we need water. So, water is again very, very precious. And I was just, I would also like to discuss, there's a survey which has been done that this particular year, 22 states are going to run out of water. They're going to go dry. And you see the situation what we are facing now, COVID-19. You see, either it is sanitizer, or we are using such a lot of water. Have you ever thought that earlier we never used to wash our hands so much, wash our feet so much? Now everything is water oriented. So you imagine the gallons of water what we are utilizing all over the world. Isn't it? All over the world we are using such a lot of water for washing our hands, feet, for all kinds of hygiene. So again, that is a stress on the natural resource, isn't it? And also I would like to, tell you that children, out of all the organisms, out of all the organisms, their share of water, how much water they have, share of water. Human beings, human beings, their share of water is 70%. Okay? Then elephants, next after human beings, elephants require, theirs is 80%. Imagine, that is how much they require. Then plants, okay, plants, of course, 65%, and of course, vegetables also, need a lot of water. Okay, vegetables, they need almost 85% of water. So what happens? There is always an increase in the demand for water as the population explodes. There is an increase in the population, so the increase in water also, the demand in water also increases. So this lays a lot of stress on our natural resource, which is water. And as I said, it is the most precious resource of the environment. Okay, it is one of the most precious resources of the environment. Now, of course, water is very, very essential for life. We know we need it for drinking, we need it for bathing, we need it for sanitization, we need it for irrigation, we need it for agricultural purposes, the industries need it, isn't it? The manufacturing units need it. So, what we have to do is, we have to learn means of preserving water. You know, we have to learn means. And one of the most common and easy method what we can do is rainwater harvesting, because you see our geographical distribution of land is not having equal climatic conditions. Some might have dry areas, some might have wet areas where monsoons persist for more than 4 months. Again, we might have states where they hardly have a month rainfall. So what we can do is, we can start storing. And what does it? It is very, very economically cheap. If you have to do rainwater harvesting, you just have to have a surface to store. Have you seen a water reservoir? A reservoir is a storage capacity where water is stored. Similarly, you have to have a reservoir surface, okay, where you store water. Okay, what happens is, how can you store the rainwater? You will see a lot of water getting, you know, clogging in drains. So first objective is to clog those drains where there is overflow, you know, and you can just save water. And the common thing what we do it in our home also, you know, children, in our backyard, okay, that's a place which is towards the back of our house, we keep buckets, you know, that is the common way, not building a cemented space to save water. You can just start, you know, keeping buckets out, and as it rains, you can store that water. And you will see that the entire bucket, tub gets filled up, you know, it gets filled up. Then what happens, if you start saving that water, automatically, see, there is a saturation point of our groundwater, isn't it? Groundwater is what? The level where water, not only from the rain, but also from water bodies, seeps in and gets stored, you know. So what happens, that causes, when there is, you know, too much, it causes flood, and when there is too less, that causes erosion also. So water being saved through rainwater harvesting can again facilitate us during those problematic times, or facilitate those areas who face water crisis. Alright, now the next day I am also going to explain to you about the water table. What is a water table? What is the importance of it? Okay, what is ground water? There are few terms which we come across, which will be there in the book. Now, as of now, children, till here I am going to stop my lesson, because in the next, also something I would like to tell you, children, I want 100% attendance when I take the live class in the coming week. I mean this week itself, the next class is going to be a live class. So children, I want your attendance, complete attendance, and if you have a book, please keep it with you, because I will have a screen share option where I will show you the book. Alright, and secondly, a notepad with a pencil or a pen. If you have the notebook, because the notebook what I would require for EVS is going to be an interleaf notebook. What is an interleaf notebook? One side is blank and the other side is ruled. So as of now, I am going to end here, children. Okay? Please go through the lesson if you have the book. Please go through my teaching content, what I have also facilitated you by uploading it in the students portal. You will also get the teaching portal, you know, in the portal, teaching content, and also you will get an experiment, a fun experiment. It's not going to be very, very difficult. You can easily do that. I just wanted to show you what is walking water. You know, it's just a fun experiment, and once in a while we are going to do this, because we have to make environmental education a little interesting, isn't it? It cannot be just book and Gargi man speaking, or y'all just talking to me during the live classes. Alright children, so far I end off here, signing off now. Bye bye, take care and stay safe. Please be alert, okay? and cut down, of course, on your screen time, because I understand children, you all are all busy in your devices, looking up at a digital screen, because every day you're getting quite a number of hours. So when you're not being taught online, or when you're not looking up on a digital platform going through classes, I would request you to just do away with your smartphones, do away with your laptops, iPads, any electronic devices. Just burn out your energy, exercise, go to the balcony, walk, go to the rooftop, walk, run, exercise. Do not increase your screen time more than what is being, because this is a situation again and again, children, I'm telling you, which we cannot help, isn't it? You all are cooperating, we are also trying our level best to meet your demands, okay, your queries. And this is a tool, information technology is just one of the tools which is used, but it has become the main medium. And I understand it is an impact which is on your eyes, which is on our eyes also, because we are almost on the computer since morning till night, children. Since morning till night. Throughout the day, the laptop is open, or the iPad is open, our smartphones are open, so it's taking a toll on our eyesight. So please cut down on your screen time. The more you cut down, the better it is, because education is being imparted through this. So you cannot cut down on your screen time when you have to do some studies. Okay, some studies. Otherwise, try to burn out your energy, play games, go out. Just do away with your screen time other than the study hours. Alright, bye-bye once again.